So what is up, killers? Kev here, and today back with a brand new episode of Skyrim Special Edition. Today I thought we'd dive in and have a little look at my PlayStation 4 load order. This is going to be a bit of a long video, so grab something to drink, maybe something to eat, and let's just jump straight into the video. For the first spot, we are going to be looking at the Skyrim unofficial patch. Everyone should be having this on all platforms. It helps out with so many different things scattered around the game. It fixes not only things to do with the base game, such as gameplay bugs, quest bugs, NPC objects, items, and text to do with the placement scattered around with certain different things. Overall, it's basically a corrector and a fixer you guys to be diving into. But everyone should have that. We should all know what it does, and it also helps out with a lot of mods that are going to be running in the background in conjunction as well with this mod. So everyone needs to grab this. Upon that, it is going to be the all map marker locations discovered. For this one, all of the map locations are ready for you guys to travel to instantly. This is great for me personally for when I'm showcasing off a mod and it says go to set location to find it. For me, I can download the mod, jump straight into the game, fire it up, jump straight to the location, and boom, got the mod straight away. This is helpful for so many other different people for so many other different reasons too. Straight after that is going to be haste. I remember covering this one back absolutely ages ago when it originally did come out, but this one changes so many different things. I've had it on my load order too for both platforms for an incredibly long time. NPCs sort of perception of crime is reduced from 4,000 to 1,000. Again, absolutely a little bit more of an immersive feel. Straight after that, the distance of enemies that are going to be chasing you cuts down from 2,500 to 1,250, because enemies aren't going to be chasing you all day. They're just going to give up, and it's going to be like, oh, why am I chasing this guy all the way down the road? There is no point. Let's leave him and return back to our set location. Again, a little bit more immersive, but this mod changes so many other different things, guys. We're jumping into things like smelting and tanning. You can now level that up via your smithing, which is really cool. Also, if you get attacked by thugs and assassins near a guard, the guard will actually do their job, jump in and assist you if you did not attack them. So if you're basically getting mullered and pummeled by any of the other different sort of, I suppose, NPCs scattered around the game, the guards will jump in and help you, which I have a clear example on my channel of you guys maybe doing a showcase in Markarth, and then all of a sudden Bandit comes in and the guards are straight on him. Loads of different changes for this one, and practically coming at a 0 download size. Straight after that, we're going to be jumping into one of the first weather mods within my game. I have this one on Xbox, and I was so psyched to see that this one came onto the PlayStation 4. For this one, it's going to be Dolomite's weather and lighting. It changes so many different features within the vanilla base game and spices them up to a drastic level. This is designed to give it a feel of an EMB that you would be running on a high system rig to do with the computer, but for us, it's kind of like that console version of that particular mod. The distance of mountains are going to be a lot more crisp. The surface of the sky is going to be pop more. The sky itself is going to look more realistic. Snow is going to look much more realistic too, with 3D snowflakes that will twist and turn via the space that you're in to give it more of a realistic feel instead of just a straight flow. Everything within this particular mod is great. I know there's other different weather mods such as Vivid Weather and loads of other different things scattered around on the website, but for me, Dolomite's weather and lighting was definitely a must-must. After viewing it on the Xbox, I had to instantly get it for the PlayStation 4. Upon going on to graphics, the next one is going to be Dense Grass. This works flawlessly within my game. I think it works better within my PlayStation 4 load order than it does actually on my Xbox rig too. Works with most mods that you are going to be having within your load order, which is correct, including lush overhauls, realistic water, again vivid weathers if you do want to have that in your load order, graphic overhaul mods. This is going to be the pinnacle and base and the sort of foundation to do with grass if I was going to recommend anything for anyone to grab. Now it does say place close to the bottom of your load order for best results, but for me it's working absolutely flawless and is only the 5th spot within my load order. A little bit strange, but it works absolutely finesse. Jumping over to another graphics mod is going to be Kanto's Whiterun for PlayStation 4. You do actually have this on the Xbox One, but originally I did personally discover this particular mod on the PlayStation 4. But it dramatically changes so many different things within that settlement corresponding with that mod. So for this one, it's going to be Whiterun, and I tell you now, it will really change your Whiterun settlement. You guys know I absolutely adore Whiterun, and obviously doing a lot of mod showcases on my Xbox and showcasing them through Whiterun, I thought, well, if I'm going to have that experience on that platform, why not have it on this one? And this particular mod definitely does show that extreme. It is really nice indeed and changes so many different things and gives it a little bit full and a little bit detail to the immersion of side of things. I do have a few of these particular graphic mods too to do with the Katos. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly, but yeah. Next spot is going to be the Lampposts of Skyrim Special Edition. These small little detailings that are running through my game personally add a lot more immersion and a little bit more of a pleasant feel via going around the map. Lampposts of Skyrim is a mod that adds proper lighting to major roads of Skyrim. The roads may lead pretty much anywhere, and why not light your way up going through with these beautiful lampposts within the travels of your game. I think it adds over 250 alongside the major roads in quotations of Skyrim. Should work with pretty much anywhere within your load order. I took that with a handful of salt, not a pinchful of salt, and downloaded it and just threw it straight in, which is pretty much the 99% of my load orders. And I don't know why, but my games run pretty much fine. My PlayStation 4 probably works the best and looks the best. Upon that is going to be Kato's Riverwood. Again, similar thing to the last one. It basically will dramatically change the look of Riverwood to give it more of an immersive feel, a little bit more fuller, and just a little bit more of a fresh, detailed look instead of looking bare, desolate wasteland. It thrives and basically puts a ton of stock within this. NPCs too will not sort of have any problems. They might get stuck on certain things here and there, but it's not game breaking or anything that's take too much of an issue from. Timescale spells, it's pretty obvious of what this one does. You can go into Farenga's office within Dragon's Reach next to one of the bookshelves, and is going to be a set of spell teams. Upon learning them, you can cast them, whether to slow down the nighttime or the daytime cycles, however you see fit. Personally, I like a faster night and a longer day due to the fact that I can get more footage done within there. And yeah, overall, I think this is great. Again, a little bit sad face we don't have something like this on Xbox, but I'm pretty sure there is. I just haven't looked into it. But the timescale one is great. I do believe I have something like this on Fallout 4 too. Again, really nice to see that something like this is in the game, and I can use it to sort of showcase you guys some beautiful mods within the day, and the day's not running out extremely quick. I do like longer days within games. Another mod that we did have within the Xbox, and currently still do, and I was ecstatic to see that this was on PlayStation 4, which is going to be TLS Undullify for the PlayStation 4. Removes the blur effect from all of the sharp surroundings to do with objects, and overall basically allows the true colours and property of the item to pop a lot more, to give it that effect of it is actually resembling, or is basically peeling off the clean film from all of your graphics mods, if that makes sense. Probably a best representation to describe what that is. Again, only coming in at 43.61 kilobytes of a download. It is a steal. Most of these mods are coming in incredibly low download size, and as I said before, my whole entire load order, the total entirely for a flat load order, is 39.81 megabytes. I've still got 860 megabytes free, so my load order is practically nothing, and my game looks a hell of a lot better. Moving on is going to be FOS Forests of Skyrim, in abbreviation of that. This mod adds a generous amount of trees to the areas that should be heavily forested to make your game a little bit more lore friendly and a little bit more practical too. I want that feeling when I go into a forest that I'm getting lost entirely. I want to be lost within that forest. I want my graphics to come through. I want all of the grass. I want that feeling of being in a forest instead of being in probably a garden shop with about 3 different bushes. I don't want to be in Haskins. I want to be in the middle of the woods. This mod definitely works really well and shines through on that, and you can definitely tell that it is going to be heavily populated with trees. And overall incumbents with this particular mod, I do have other different tree mods. You guys know from my Xbox load order that I do have a lot of tree mods, and probably trees are going to be my favourite thing within my Xbox load order, but personally within this load order is going to be the grass. Big maximum kill move chance is going to be the next spot within this video. I love this mod. I have got it on the Xbox too, and basically dramatically increases the chance of you guys getting that kill move, which again, showing armors or combat mods or something along the lines of that, or even just generally a cinematic, makes your game feel a lot better. Showcasing an armor with one of those kill moves being pulled off is really nice indeed. This is the 100% chance one. You can get a lot of other ones too. There is a 75% chance one too out there, and you can grab all of those too. Using this particular mod, you do get a bunch of other different benefits to do basically with the cinematics to do with combat. Next spot within the load order is going to be the cheat mod. For this particular one, it's kind of like the cheat room we do have resembling on the Xbox One. This one is going to be behind war mains within Whiterun. There's loads of different things you can pretty much pick up from this one. I had this from the get-go. This is probably one of my first mods downloaded on PlayStation 4. Has loads of ingredients for you guys to pick up, loads of different rings that you can sort of alter and basically cheat through. There's also recastable spells to do with a clean save to new casts that will appear. Loads of different things and loads of features to do with this particular mod. But if you are sort of starting out and you do want to leg up on the game, this is going to be great. This is 1,000 of each crafting materials, 2 strong boxes with 50,000 gold within them, alchemy ingredients, ingots, ores, hellfire items and soul gems in abundance. Go and pick loads of stuff up with this particular mod. For the next spot on my load order is going to be faster leveling. Pretty self-explanatory of what this one does, but it boosts most skill leveling by 2.5. Lockpicking boost is going to be a 5.5 times rate. Speechcraft is going to be boosted to a 15 times rate, and that's by buying items and so on and so forth through that particular one. And basically, tired of leveling incredibly slow. My character on the PlayStation 4 is an incredibly low level. I kind of want to bump him up a little bit, thus not doing too much work, as primarily, as you guys know, let's be honest, my current platform is going to be Xbox One. PlayStation 4 is a little bit neglected, but I still want the heavy character to do those showcases when needed, and this mod is a great addition to have within my load order to help me out and progress through the game. GT's Gardens of Whiterun. This one is definitely a big staple on my load order, especially to do with my Whiterun. I think overall, and I've said it many times too, that my Whiterun on the PlayStation 4 is way better looking than the Xbox One. But for this one, it replaces and removes floretry around the clipping to do with certain objects to make it look more, again, a little bit more fuller and less stupid. Nobody likes clipping to do with those objects, mainly the vanilla objects to do with big trees and other different things that are scouted and spotted around. Moved the benches from the market to the entrance of the circle. Again, a little bit more immersive, clutter-free, but again keeping that clean aesthetic. Added a few different things too, sort of reducing the bee spawn count, which was freaking annoying. It kind of looked like a massive turd, but that is ruled out on that one. Forestry, trees, you know, everything like that. Overhaul with this one is a must. And again, coming in at a all of these mods are coming in at a ridiculously low download size. It was a massive jump on, and I had to go and get it for my load order. This one I have been enjoying off camera when I'm sort of doing screenshots or walking around. Probably won't be able to hear it at all within the video, but trust me when I say this one is pretty neat too. Louder nature, birds and insects. You will be able to hear them a little bit more. The amplified the birds and insect sounds is going to be a 15 decibel, which is the maximum allowed that you are allowed within the file size to do with the game. So that has been turned up and ramped up. I just want a little bit of more immersion with my game, walking through these beautiful sediments, you know, brushing my hands through the grass. I can imagine hearing birds. within the base game, you hear nothing apart from maybe a few bandits screaming or a dragon trying to puke something up. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear the nature scattered around me. Cato's I've said, I've got a lot of these. I'm not going to go over them too much. I'm just going to basically say what I've said before. A town overhaul that changes the exterior of this particular hold and adds pretty much new things and makes the vanilla one look absolutely awful. Trust me, grab all of these if you can. Again, extremely low download size and overall will make your game look beautiful. Same with the Falkreath one. Straight after that, right underneath it is going to be the Falkreath one, and on top of it is going to be the Ivarstead. I'm not too sure what the preference is going to be on these for load order, but I've just instantly downloaded them, plopped them in, and they work fine wherever I go, so there's no issue to do on that too. Skyrim is windy. For this one, it adds the effect of there's loads of different things that this particular mod changes. It takes no performance, that's for sure, covers all assets even to do with the DLC, and is compatible with major mods to do with your overhauls, to do with the graphics. It completely puts that in. It's going to be completely script free too. Basically allows the movement of that it's going to be extremely windy. So for instance, when we're running for a forest, we want again those birds going, we want the game looking beautiful, but not only that, we want it to be functioning as in real physics. So we want the trees and the branches and the leaves and the grass even to be moving back and forth, and that is what this mod does. Again, no performance issues whatsoever. As I say, this one is running buttery smooth, and overall it's just an immersion mod that is on my load order. This one's going to be pretty self-explanatory. It's just going to be the PlayStation 4's version of the player carry weight increase. This mod increases the player carry weight by 10,000. If you guys have this particular mod, it will add that on, but for me, I'm greedy and like to carry pretty much everything within the game on my character. So I've got this mod and another mod which gives me a ring which allows me to carry everything too, and just then if I disable either of them, I'm over encumbered. Free crafting, no perks and materials. Again, self-explanatory with a massive description. I'm not too sure how, but all this one is pretty much download it, enable it, go to any smelter, forge, tanning rack, or any of those particular crafting stations, head over to them, and you can pretty much make anything within them completely free. So if you do not want to be carrying around 12,000 bits of ore or sort of leather straps or something, regardless, to those particular crafting stations via another mod of increasing your carry weight, I do believe you might need the smithing perk to create this, but head over to those things and make them for completely nothing, which again is great for showcasing mods. Straight after that is going to be Infinity Chest or Infinite Chest. This is going to be a cheat mod chest again. Shameful plug on that one, but it does help me out through my videos. And the container of this one is armor, weapons, gold, there's potions of various different enchanted jewelry, soul gems, crafting materials, spell tombs. In the barrel as well next to it, there's going to be all ingredients and food. Just another little cheat spell that's been sprinkled within my game. Not too much to say about that, but again, it's coming in at 90.17 kilobytes of a download. Ultimate player start. I'm not sure what this mod actually does, as my character is going to be pretty much basic boned within my game. Doesn't change too much for me, but adds things for that are not working, such as the god skills, the leveling, shouts, spells, all in conjunction. It might be working, but it is on my load order. I have no particular preference of this particular mod, it's just there. I'll probably end up deleting this one as it is getting a bit meh and a little bit spoofy for me. The one I'm using at this current point in time is going to be the Ring of God mode, which is going to be a new item added to your game which boosts these particular stats way above and beyond the area you ever would need. Potion making is going to be 99999, which is ridiculous in my eyes, but if you guys want to do that. Potion making, weapons as well, health, stamina, magicka and carry, all are going to be encompassed within this ring. I personally love this one, helps me out a lot, especially when I'm showcasing followers and don't want to die while portraying what they have to offer and sitting in the background while getting weighed on. This one is cool to have. ELE interior lighting overhaul. I do have something similar like this on the Xbox One, but for this one, what it does, it allows all of the lighting to come through the windows naturally, the particles to look finesse, and overall just generally looks goddamn gorgeous whenever you go into any place which has the ability to let in natural lighting. I'm not too sure if this changes the sort of ambience to do with lighting with fires or candles, but for the big noticeable drastic difference for this patch for me was letting natural light in through windows, and overall just looks gorgeous, immersive and beautiful too, coming in at 346.62 kilobytes of a download. Another carry weight mod, pretty much old for this one if you are rocking any of the other ones within my load order, which obviously bumps it up dramatically. This one is just going to be multiplying the base carry weight, that which is going to be 300 by 100. So a little bit more carry weight than you usually would see, but for me, probably going to get rid of this one as well. But again, it works in conjunction quite well with everything else, and it is coming in at practically less than a kilobyte, so why not just leave it? Straight after that is going to be another extra carry weight. As you can tell, I had a massive issue, or still have an issue, with carry weight. Again, not going to jump straight too much in it, but this is a very basic and simple mod which allows you to place points in stamina when you gain 2,500 IBs of extra carry weight on top. Yellow less filter, another tree mod which I really do enjoy. This mod reduces the sort of glaze that sort of scattered around the particular clouds or trees or any sort of static object to do with nature. This rules that straight out, especially to do with the sun too. This one works beautifully and absolutely fine with my Dolomites weather, and overall it is just working finesse. It does what it says on the tin. It's less sort of autumn and more sort of popping the colours, sharper, more tones to do with them, and overall just allows the game to fulfill or project those other mods a lot more clearer. Colours of Skyrim, another great mod which we talked about prior to this one, to do with colours in quotations, makes everything just look so much more better. I think it adds 19 new tones of colour to do with the game, a selection of them scattered through to chests, underwater tones, bridge tones, stone, pathing, roads, loads of other different things, but basically it's going to allow your game to pop and shine through a little bit more. Even if you're running this on a vanilla game, I still think those textures would pop a little bit more sharper, a little bit more dense, and a little bit more crisper. Again, works absolutely fine with everything, especially in this sort of section to do with the load order too. Anna's Skyrim texture overhaul, I really did enjoy this one. I've had this one for a very long time, since the dawn of me having this console. This is going to be a version 1 download. I'm not sure if it's still up or still going to be rocking or kicking about, but for this one it is going to be 509 kilobytes of a download, nearly 506. But for this one you are going to get Green Whiterun, White Solitude, Small Village texture overhaul, and a common furniture overhaul too, all crammed within this particular mod. It's kind of like JK's Skyrim had a little baby with a graphic overhaul mod and produced this at an incredibly low download size, optimal for the PlayStation 4. It's pretty much how I can encompass that. But Whiterun looks, as you can tell, banging, really nice indeed, doesn't clash with anything else. Solitude on the other hand looks so clean, it is unreal. I mean, not only for the textures, but going through the town and settlement itself does look really nice. And obviously small villages are going to be scattered around. Won't go to too many of those. The main two which I downloaded this mod for were Whiterun and Solitude. NLA natural lighting and aesthetic. This one is a must. Works beautifully with Dolomites weather, but it improves the lighting, shadows and contrast to do with your game. More dramatic weather and ambience too. Clearer and more pronounced reflections to do with blue water. I do have a few screenshots, if not footage shall I say. I do have screenshots on my computer, but the footage you're seeing on screen now just makes everything look freaking nice. It personally looks realistic, and I don't know how many times to keep to have and say it, but it looks way better than my Xbox load order and runs so buttery smooth, it's unreal. More trees in cities too, which again adds on to all the other different tree mods that are implicated with this particular mod, shall I say. Other small visual tweaks have been made too, but overall if you collectively put that all down together and run it all within conjunction with each other, this mod is only coming in at 2.6 megabytes of a download, which is freaking insane. For the next spot in the load order is going to be 350 plus NPCs converted to PC presets. For this one, what it basically allows you to do is have some of the presets, or should I say NPC whole body, texture, face, everything, all of the presets are going to be now in the customization menu. So if you wanted to play one of those iconic male or females throughout the game, then this is definitely going to be a great mod for you guys to try out and pick up. Again, coming in an incredibly low download size of only 666.1 kilobytes of a download. And for that download size, it's definitely worth getting. As well as this, if you want to read up on all of the presets that you do get within this particular mod, head over to the website and have a little look. No interior shadows. They are annoying, they eat your FPS and overall just look really horrible. So for this particular mod, it's been implemented and eliminates the interior shadows, giving you a massive performance boost. It's quite handy for console people such as you and I, and it runs really nice. Runs in the background, 13 kilobytes of a download. It makes the game look a lot more better. Interior shadows can be good in certain sections and with certain lighting, especially to do with the mods too, but overall it is awful. It's pixelated, it's not smooth at all, and is a massive performance killer. Whiterun River Trees. I remember covering this on the brand new console mods to hit the Bethesda on a website. I was a little bit optimistic for this one, but it adds a small amount of trees, several trees to be precise, to the river alongside Whiterun. Performance friendly, no FPS drop whatsoever. Even upon installing all my other different mods, this worked absolutely fine. Pretty self-explanatory what this one is. Adds a couple of trees to the alongside of the riverbank to do with Whiterun. After that is going to be Change Magic Hit Effects. I covered this one again on the brand new console mods, and overall dramatically changes the hit effect particles and the sort of look to the magic spells within the game. I checked some of them are going to be fire, ice and lightning spells will all be changed within this particular mod, and looks really nice indeed. A few other different things have been changed too. The magic will remain spot for 3 seconds, dealing 3 points of damage. That is still within this particular mod. And also as well, Dragon's Breath are more powerful than the other walls of remaining the spots for 10 seconds, dealing 5 damage per second too. Overall, a little bit of a change to do with magic, but aesthetically that is why I've got it. More snow on the roads for PlayStation 4. Again, covered it on that series and was very drawn to it. I do believe this one was on Xbox, I'm not too sure, but I downloaded it on PlayStation 4 because I was curious, and it is very nice indeed. There is not a lot of clipping to do with this one, and it's a little bit strange to see within the vanilla game that the snowy regions didn't have a lot, or if any, snow on the roads, which was kind of confusing as it was pretty much covered or constantly snowing within that region. And this mod added a little bit more immersion and works really nice indeed. It's just sort of a road retexture of the snowy regions. Race heights and starting stats have all been changed within this particular mod. I'm not going to go through all of them, but let me tell you that it is going to be very realistic and lore friendly to what the sort of race heights should be. So an orc is going to be massive compared to a Breton within stature and size, regardless of whatever sort of mod you are running. This one is going to be a very lore friendly one. Also changes the stats between them too. So for instance, let's take a look at the Breton. Health is going to be 25, magic is going to be 125, and after that the stamina is going to be 50. Now let's look at a Nord. The Nord is going to have 100 health, lower magic of 25 and stamina of 75. It just balances everything out much better. So for instance, the Orc is going to have 100 HP, magic of 25 like the Nord, and 75 stamina like the Nord too. Those bigger races or more warrior / tanky type builds are going to be portrayed as them within the game, thus via this mod. Imperial Agents 1992's zero weighted potions for PlayStation 4 again was out for the Xbox One. Self-explanatory what this one does: make potions weightless so you can carry more of them without worrying about the weight. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's ridiculous, they only weigh like 1.5 or not even that, 0.5 each. That is going to be impossible to fill up your carry weight with just potions. Well, if you're making an abundance of them at a time, That is a lot of weight to be carrying around just via potions, so this is a really interesting and cool little mod to grab. Horse riding first person has been fixed thanks to this mod. The perception of this one has been really great on the website, and this mod changes the view while riding the horse, so you can view it in first person. If you draw your sword, you will go back into third person, and then after that you'll go back into first. Click and click on this one, no issues whatsoever. I found it really nice and really smooth too, thus of the combat and riding stance to do with the game. ZKG Better Critters. This one is a simple touch up of the critter system to do with the game, which the mod allows you to approximately see 50% more of the critters scattered around. This is really nice, especially when you go into forest areas scattered around particular main cities or holds, such as butterflies, bees, torch bugs, dragonflies, and all of the pond fish too, and they work around all of the water surrounding areas, which you can probably see thus on my other clips or running through my game. There are a lot of fish out there, which is nice. It's nice to see that the game is populated with those quotation critters. New grass, green Skyrim. This is going to be version 4, and it changes the dirt tundra to a grassy reach, or a wonderful grass, shall I say. It is really nice indeed. It works so well with everything I've got going. It just flows beautifully. It's not out of place too. It doesn't look ridiculous. I think it's very polished and a very nice mod. Again, coming in at 64.43 kilobytes of a download. The grass has never been the same. As I said before, the grass on this platform, this rig that I'm running to do with the load order, it's incredibly small and way better than 90% of your guys' load orders, that's for sure. This is looking beautiful. Imperial Agents 1992 Realistic Snow is going to be the next spot for my load order. The mod enhances the snowfall to do with the game and increasing the snowdrops in the snowy places. So the snowstorms are going to be much more heavier with this mod on, a little bit more thicker, a little bit more immersive. You should be fearful when there is going to be a snowstorm within your game. You do not want to be trapped out in one of these with this particular mod. Whiterun, a city full of life. Again, covered it on my brand new console mods series on the channel. If you haven't checked that out, go and have a little look at that. There is a bunch of mods that we do cover pretty much daily on that particular series. But for this one, it's safe to install and remove at any given time and works with practically everything that you are running on your system, whatever platform. This is on both too, so please do bear that in mind. It doesn't matter where you place it on your load order, this will take effect once upon downloading. But alters the exterior inside the gates of Whiterun to make sure it looks really nice indeed. All of the other different Whiterun mods I do have encompass around mainly this particular mod. If you're looking for a dramatic change to do with Whiterun, this is probably going to be the biggest one that you will have, and I have within my load order. Straight after that is going to be the same version with the same criteria, but for a different settlement. This one is going to be for Dawnstar. Going to be adding a bunch of different stuff to Dawnstar to make it a little bit more of a viable hold slash city for you guys to visit and practically use within your game. It's a little bit sad to see that this particular settlement or hold is not used as much, and I personally don't visit a lot, but when I do, I can appreciate it through this particular mod. Epic Enhanced Console Graphics. This one is going to be one of the many versions that are out on the Bethesda.net website. I do believe there's 5 out there at this current point in time, and I had to go through all of them to pretty much see what was the best one for me. They are all completely different, that is for sure. Some of them are going to be a little bit more lighter on the tones to do with the contrast and lighting. Some of them are going to be more heavier, but also give a little bit more sharper detailing to do with your graphics. There are loads of different things. They're going to be saying that they're trying to claim it to be closer to PC graphics in trying to optimize the way that it looks. Again, another sort of a ambience to do with the realistic EMB graphics, or trying to replicate that in a sense. But yeah, I've got this one on my particular sort of load order. There are many to choose from. I think this is version 2 or 3. I'm not too sure, but there's loads of them out there. Go and test them and try them out. If you want a detailed description of what this one is entirely, then let me know and I will get back to you if you're copying this like for like. Another cool little mod that I thought I'd keep, again covering on the console mod playlist. This one is going to be a requested mod from the community, and this mod author uploaded it. It adds a surrender power to the player. So for instance, if you are going into hand-to-hand combat, or any combat for given sense, with a bandit or the guards, and you instantly regret that decision, or you're on low HP, you can pretty much pop this power, and soon after that you raise your hands to say, look, I've had enough, I've stopped, I don't want to keep getting bashed, and that's enough. Can we surrender? I've stopped now. I won't do it again. They will instantly lay off soon as you cast this spell. Will not attack you for 15 seconds. I'm not sure if they automatically go back into wailing on you. I'm not too sure, but I didn't want to risk it. I surrendered and peaced out. Great little mod, cool little one to have to combat too. Guard Armor Replacer, have got this for both platforms. I was really stoked to see this one on the Xbox, but originally it did pop up on the PlayStation 4 first. But the Guard Armor Replacer is pretty self-explanatory of what this one is. It replaces all of the Hold's city guards to do with their own corresponding faction armor. It completely changes everyone within the game. Iverstead, Falkreath, Solitude, Whiterun, they will all have different tiers of guards and so on and so forth to do with their own holds, thus wearing different armors too, and overall aesthetically does dramatically change the game. I really did enjoy this one. The load order for this one is doing some testing. I personally put it anywhere, and it works fine. There is no sort of issues for me. I don't have any clipping issues or sort of them bugging out or even crashing my game. So again, coming in at 66.54 kilobytes of a download is definitely worth it. Random encounters increased. I do like this particular one. I might turn it off though, because it is kind of annoying when doing mod showcases. But for this one, it will increase the amount of enemies not only you bump into on your game, but also as well when you are sort of fast traveling in and out certain areas. They will pop up anywhere, and it can be anything from a Frost Action Arc to a group of bears. Who knows? But they are in and out in an abundance. If you want to level fast, this is a great mod. But if you don't like the annoyance of constantly fighting with someone and just want to have that encounter naturally going through the world, I wouldn't advise grabbing this particular mod. Enhanced Magic, again, covered it on the new console mod series. This mod that has increased the power of magic, increasing destruction, restoration, illusion, all of the other different corresponding skills dramatically. I do believe only by 1% or 2 here and there to do with each branch of that particular one, but you'll definitely notice a difference. If you're playing a mage character and a little bit bored or feel a little bit underwhelmed with the game or the choices that you've chose to do with your set perk of magic, this one might be a good little plugin to grab. It just increases those particular skills to be a little bit more stronger and powerful. Instantly install this one, plop it in your load order. I think this is very close to the bottom of my load order. It works absolutely fine. Another great one as well when showcasing off the PlayStation 4 or even jumping into a new game. You do like to have the option of sort of character customization. Vanilla one is a little bit stale now with all the presets, the hairs, the options to have other different funky things really is very limiting. For this one, it is going through the version of 23 since covering this particular mod. Again, covered it as soon as it come out. Coming in at less than 3 megabytes of a download, you get a lot with this particular mod. Comes with a bunch of different stuff. This one is going to be changing an awful lot to do with your character. So for instance, if you want horns on a humanoid, you can. It changes lots of hair presets to do with the beast race, so you can actually have hair on them. Overall, different eyes have been changed, more female hair options, new presets have been constantly added, small fixes being changed through the hairstyles of male and female. If you want to wear a female's haircut on a male, you can. 2 hair options for the human males. These things have been somewhat requested and the mod author has done within the new updates, but some of them have been stripped back from the basics of when this mod was uploaded. This is a very interesting mod. Hair colours, eye colours, skin colours, war paints have been added too, some presets. Really good mod for customization. Recommend this one hands down to anyone who is starting a new game. The Great City of Solitude. I remember covering this one not too long ago from this video being published. I actually covered this originally, I do believe, on Xbox when it came out, but this one has been allowed to come over and ported to PlayStation 4, and it dramatically changes the surrounding area of Solitude. massively. It is very nice indeed. It adds so many different things to this iconic, groundbreaking capital of Skyrim. Not only does it change the port on the outside, it actually does the other side of the river too, to make it more of a fuller port, a little bit more of an immersive feel too. But this one adds a bunch of different things. You pretty much can explore this area for ages. I spent probably 10-15 minutes off camera just looking at all of the details and other different shops and some of the NPCs too that have been added within this mod. New homes, new shops, warehouses, it's all been covered and scattered around this particular river, and just generally makes the feel of the game a little bit more better. Smooth Shores, we have covered this one fairly recently and I'm in love with this one. It changes so many different things surrounding to do with the rivers, bays and so on and so forth. This is an extremely polished mod, but I don't know if this one is still a work in progress, as when you go onto the nexusmods.com, the first image there is some of the pathing. It has been said that it is being done, doing, or won't be doing, and that is all on there if you want to go and check that out. But again, a port from the nexusmods.com, but sort of it makes the soft areas to do with the water to do along with the shores not so dramatically horrible or clipping. This one has smoothed them out, made it look more fuller, made it look more natural too. And walking down through certain areas to do with your game, you will notice in vanilla wise that they are clipping, they look horrible and very unimmersive, and sort of things like this have been laughed at from Bethesda. But obviously we've got the community such as this particular mod author who stepped in and had a little look. Overall, a very nice mod. I will be keeping this one. This is my newest and brilliant addition to my load order. So guys, that's the end of this video. This has been my PlayStation 4 load order video. You guys have been waiting an extremely long time and I've literally just got around to doing it, probably because of the circumstances that we're in today of this video, but nevertheless it is here for you guys to enjoy. Guys, if you've made it this far, I'd really would appreciate a like. It's taken me a very long time not only to record this but to edit it too, and to be in the whole mindset to get this video done. If you haven't done thus so, click the subscribe button. We've got much more PlayStation 4 sort of content to be coming on the channel. It's not just Xbox on this one, it is a quotation console channel, so we don't just cover Xbox, we will cover PlayStation 4 as much as we can. But guys, until the next one, this is Killer Kev, and Killer Kev out.